Hello, YouTube. Look at your Minecraft. Now back to mine. Now back at your Minecraft. Now back to mine. Sadly, it isn't mine, because this is 50 subscriber milestone video in what was supposed to be Nether survival. Yes, if you're watching this, then we have officially reached 50 subscribers on my channel, at least half of which I am certain are my own family and friends. So, maybe only about 15 subscribers-ish, 25, still more than I had before. Anyways, I could not think of anything amazing to do, but 50 subscribers is a small milestone, so this is the best I got. So, this is my home. This is where I spent several years of my life preparing and building and treeing for what was going to be my opening project for YouTube. Like, before anything else, before Half-Life, before XCOM, before anything, I was going to do this. But then I didn't. Like, when I was planning this, I still worked at Boston Pizza. Mindcrack was still a big thing. Lords of Minecraft hadn't separated from it yet. I don't think Lords of Minecraft was even a thing yet. And, yeah, I was a big fan of BOO, Etho, still am, of course, Kurt J. Mac, Less So Good, and Generic Beef, but they're pretty cool, too. Somewhere around here I had, like, a starter base or something. I don't know. Anyways, more or less, when I first launched this game, it was in hardcore mode, and as you can expect, that didn't work out well. So eventually I got to the point of making backups of the world, and after a while I realized there's no point in doing that. There is literally no point. I may as well just edit the file and make this not a hardcore server. So I made it not a hardcore server so that when I did die, I didn't lose everything, and yeah. I would say I spawned somewhere around here. I could have sworn I cleared the trees out. I'm not entirely sure. But I spawned somewhere around here. It was a bigger jungle back then. Less stuff was chopped down. I didn't have these horse stables here, of course. And eventually, I found over here a jungle temple. Right next to where I spawned. Okay, no, that's something else. But yeah, this was the start of it all. So, let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? So, I'll just walk past everything else and give you a quick rundown. This is basically my house. I've converted this jungle temple to be my house. I made myself a little bridge, because as we all know, trolls are master bridge builders and caretakers. I modified the structure slightly, added some stairs down to the river. Yes, the chests are presents. For context, this is being recorded December 26th, the day after Christmas, 2017. This is before I record the 27 Half-Life 2 videos, after I start editing and uploading XCOM 2 videos after my 3-month hiatus due to recovering from butt surgery, and as far as I'm aware, before I even have 50 subscribers. I still have 49, so yeah. If you're seeing this, congratulations, number 50, you triggered this. This was like my first area here. This is my bed, my first chest. Got clocks. I like clocks. Some shovels, some tools. Oh, okay. This was used for a thing. Some enchanting books. Down here, I made 2 levels. First, I got Deathbane, my prize sword. Let's see if I can just grab this. There we go. A little bit broken. Knockback 2, Smite 5, Looting 3, Unbreaking 3. Very nice. I also got Stone Foe, the pickaxe, this unnamed armor. This was like my best stuff, but it got to the point where I couldn't repair it anymore. And I'll get more into that later as to why I hung it up. This was turned into a storage room. Formerly, this was the trap area where all the chest was like around here somewhere. Right now, I have let's see, dirt, sand, and gravel, cobblestone, minerals and ores. I like being organized. plant matter, mob drops. This was rare treasure. There's a reason for this. Other tools, regular tools. This is a since this was going to be a YouTube thing. Like I was making this world to try and be a YouTube thing. I started making like Easter egg stuff, or if I ever did a world download. So we got Blade of Zephos, the guy Lewis from the Yogscast. We got the Flamebringer, which I believe is a reference to one of Vex maps. Cupquake's Wereblade. I'm not sure why it's a wereblade. It's for killing werewolves. That's white. That's right. I watched Cupquake videos for a while. I has Cupquake. Bow of Israfel, a reference to Shadow of Israfel from the Yogscast. Pyrosia, I think that's just one of my own. Flint Queen is one of my own. Witch Hut Digger, I was digging something involving a witch hut. Treasure Hunter is one of my own. Gentia is one of my own. The Arrowmite set. This was just a simple arrow projectile protection set that really had no other purpose. Diving helmet, shears. I think I was trying to get silk touch on those shears. Bunch of other random crap. Nothing over here. And then eventually I ran out of storage space over there, so I made a second floor. Here I have my enchanted books sorted accordingly. We got power here. We got smite. I believe sharpness. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's not as sorted as I thought it was. Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, this is where I would take all my enchanted books. I'd combine them. I'm not sure where those hoppers go to. Where do those hoppers go to? Okay, nowhere. I'm not sure why I have hoppers there. That might be something else. Oh wait, hang on, I think I remember, yeah. Anvils. Grass block. This grass block was left behind by a Enderman at some point. And I kept it, because it's fun. Respect the men of the end and all. Got my wood, my mossy cobblestone, which I used to build the giant number 50 out there. These are a bunch of books I wrote. The Lost Temple Quest, Tamer's Dogs, The Original March of the Moo, Gone Adventurin', Success, 1.6 update, and some other things. Yeah, oh yes. 39 chiseled stone bricks. All of them found from jungle temples. Every single one. This world was made before you could craft chiseled stone bricks. Yeah, so like before you could, hang on a sec. Right now, if you take some stone brick slabs and do like this, you can make chiseled stone bricks. But due to the nature of Nether survival, I wanted to do something with natural stone bricks. I was never happy with the fact that you could now make these things. I wanted them to be this rare treasure, so that building with them just showed how, impactful you were and how your status. It was like a status symbol thing. I found a mushroom biome, got myself some mycelium, some grass, sand, records. Here, crap ton of obsidian. This is the reason. This is what I call... Oop. Oh yeah, I had to push a button right. This is what I called, I believe, the, the Obsidian Hall, or something like that. It was just this huge hallway made entirely coated in obsidian and pumpkins, and it was really cool. And any section of this could technically be a nether portal. Kind of important, not really. It does not go all the way. Eventually it leads to the stronghold that I found, but let's see if I can force myself to stop. Oh. Yeah, see, it stops here. I never finished this area here. Let's see. We are playing on version 1.8, which I believe is after release, official release. And you gonna come back? You gonna come back? Yeah, we're good. Bleh. So yeah, where was I? Right, we are playing on 1.8 after release. That is not the save that I kept playing on. It's just the oldest one I had, and I don't know, things have fucked up now. I believe this is the version where new biomes were added, such as the roofed forest, the savanna, the um, the flower forest, other stuff like that. I did not want those immediately because I had to keep looking for jungles for those chiseled stone bricks, and with all of those other biomes in the way, plus the new way that they were sorted, they were jungle temples and jungles in general were a lot harder to find. So I tried to stay on an old version for as long as possible. Didn't quite work out. I eventually got really bored of working on this thing, and yeah, I eventually gave up like April of last year, 2016. And I suppose I should explain the whole point behind Nether survival. So the idea behind Nether survival was that I would build a church. I'll show it to you later. I don't actually have it built in this world. I'll explain that among other things later as well. I don't have it built in this world, but it's on a creative server. But would be a church with a Nether portal inside, and the story would be that I was taken in by some testificates, the villagers. They would have taken care of me and been nice to me and all, but I would have pissed them off, so they would banish me to the Nether. And then once in the Nether, with like a donkey's chest full of supplies or whatever, I would break the portal behind me and throw the obsidian blocks into lava, so I could not get home. And I just had to survive in the Nether. Like, that was all it was going to be, was me surviving in the Nether. Eventually, there was going to be a thing where... Eventually, I was going to do a thing where I released the World Seed, or if I got enough fans, would do a care package drive thing, where people could either record themselves or take screenshots of themselves, throwing like a minecart chest or something, maybe even a donkey chest or something into the Nether through their world with a fair amount of supplies, like maybe a diamond block, maybe a pickaxe, some gold, some stone, other stuff you can't get in the Nether, and hopefully I would have people who could edit that into my world and then I could like find them later, accidentally stumble in upon them. And yeah, anyways, this was my enchanting table. I believe down here, yeah, these are the hoppers. Those lead to the chests I'm for. This is my cow farm, my mushroom farm now. They like to escape. These guys like to escape. They've glitched through the wall several times, and yeah, they're kind of everywhere behind the base now. I'm not sure why, but like if you unload the area and they're close to a wall, then they'll glitch right through or something like that. I'll feed them now. It's kind of been, a year, maybe more. When I logged in, I was actually like 20,000 blocks to the north, because last time I was here, I was looking for more jungle temples, and it took me like an hour to get back, and then like another 20 minutes to get back to 0, and then another 20 minutes to find this place. Luckily, I found this guy here about halfway through that trek to help me get home faster. At some point or another, I got this guy, way before though, and he kind of helped me out. He's kind of my riding steed. Yeah, this is when I first, in 2012, I first went looking for a mushroom biome, but didn't find any. At some point or another, I found horses. I'll eventually show you where. These ones here, the brown ones, the black ones with dots, I call junks, because they aren't very pretty. I think that white one is a junk as well. But these white ones, no. Somewhere at the end here. Yeah, this white one, these black ones, this white one. These ones I call pures, because they have no pattern. They are plain white or plain black, and they have no pattern. They have nothing else messing them up. Also got a pair of donkeys. And yeah. This is my chicken farm. From the looks of things, there are no more chickens in it. Huh. Weird. I guess they escaped or something. Whereas the idea was, I'd throw eggs up here, feed them seeds through this hole, they'd lay eggs down here. I would pick them up, throw them back up, chop them down, and cut down the numbers whenever I was hungry or needed meat. You can see some of the mushrooms escaped back there. There's a mushroom in the tree up here somewhere. More mushrooms wandering the snows. There's just mushrooms everywhere. And yeah, I really looked forward to the idea of the oh, this is me. This is me, by the way. This is me. Hello. And I really like the idea of trapping myself in the Nether, but it never really happened. There's too much stuff I wanted to do first, and, you know, that required me to actually do it, and I'm a man of many unfinished projects. This is nothing more than a simple strip mine. Down here, up there was a fishing site. I'm not sure why I had the two different things there, the two different towers. There's like a pool in there that I went fishing in. In here, you might hear something familiar. Pigmen. Now, how did I get pigmen in a world that I have yet to make a single nether portal? That's why the potion was so valuable. I have never made a nether portal in this world. Did not want to, I wanted my expanse into the Nether to be trapped there, to be my only visit to the Nether. So I was trapped basically in the overworld until I was trapped in the Nether, and there was no in between. I spent many nights up here. I had several pens, such as that one, and such as that one down there, just filled with pigs. I would spend my time fishing, just waiting for thunderstorms, and the hope was that eventually lightning would strike some pigs, and I would get myself some pigmen. And eventually it did. It had even struck one or two of the children, and I had plans for them. I was going to make like a zombie research facility. Yeah. You know what? I'll keep on the feather falling boots. Probably a good idea. I was going to make a zombie research facility where they're like, you know, zombie villagers, zombie pigmen, regular zombies, and, you know, put a bunch of testificates in them so that they could eventually break out or whatever. One of them is named Zistu. They all have Zisto as a reference to the famous YouTuber Pigman Zisto. The rest have scientific name tags like ZOPI 001 or whatever, so for Zombie Pigman 01. Oh, what's this? Was this my like mass stone smelting? Some kind of mass smelting project. Gunpowder. Sugarcane. I'm not sure what was going on here. I think some item identities may have changed or something. Hard to say. I was making those for. I think I was making stone there for stone bricks. Possibly the worst bridge ever, May 1st, 2015. So I started in like 2012-ish then, and yeah, that's a pretty bad bridge. Continued on to 2016 and then eventually stopped. It's 2017, bordering on 2018 now. I haven't been here in like at least a couple years. And over here we have this desert that I eventually settled in, kind of. We have this structure was the first. It is my zombie spawner. This one came much later. I will show you that later. Here, I have been breeding donkeys. You can see this one has 13 hearts, 13. I think one of these has 14. No, that's 12. 12. Okay. Yeah, the plan was breed a donkey with 20 hearts. That was going to be the first XP farm plus miner base. Yeah, that was the goal with the donkeys. Breed a donkey with 20 hearts. Just get kind of a tank of a baggage carrying guy. Anyways, beneath them is a zombie spawner that I converted into this. I guess we can't see it now, huh? Yeah, I boarded it up. Let's see if I can reveal it here. Yeah. Some wiring, some pistons, basic zombie spawner stuff. And let's just see here. How does it work? I eventually put this half slab here because baby zombies kept getting out. See, I pull that up. Yep, they drop. Then I pull it down. I think. There we go. They suffocate down to, I believe, 1 hit. I don't know, they're supposed to be like 1 punchable now. Save for those that have armor or any. Sometimes they even have thorns, which is a pain. Also, yeah. This isn't the version where like you have to have the sweeping ones or whatever. This allowed me to get items and stuff and experience. Down here is where I eventually wound up storing it all in chests and trap chests. There were originally a ton of hoppers here. I guess those went into the stone stuff later. I started repairing the armor because I wanted to eventually turn them into like treasures or whatever. That never happened. And for a while, since they dropped so much gold and iron armor, I had a mod that would let me put a piece of iron armor into a furnace such as this, and it would smelt down into a small amount of iron ingots. You can do that in the main game now, but it turns it into like iron nuggets or something, which isn't as cool. That was weird, I don't know why that is. I just have this huge storage of enchanted armors that I never repaired because I wanted to try and keep the enchantments on them. See, I combined several boots to make these ones so far. I think these ones are ones I enchanted. I'm not sure. These are a bunch of rotten flesh that I was saving up because priests could eventually trade rotten flesh for emeralds. That never happened in the version I played in. A little enchanting stadium. A farm for food. Not sure why I was growing pumpkins. I think it was for the obsidian hallway. There were originally potatoes here. Not entirely sure why there are pumpkins now. There were originally potatoes. Pretty sure the pumpkins were for the obsidian hallway, though. That's my guess. Yeah, I would throw the armor, the unenchanted armor, into armor that I repaired, rather, into here. It would go down below into that room. And originally, this was just a big cobblestone area in a ravine, connected to like a ravine, but eventually I prettied it up and added some random storage when I created this place, a kind of dwarven-esque hallway, underground place with a random bed in the middle of the hall. We got cows. You know, I was using pumpkins for lights because they didn't have glowstone. That's right. That's probably why I had the pumpkins. Oh. Why are there chickens in there? I don't know. These guys would buy paper or maybe books. Did a bunch of chickens just escape or something? I don't know. These guys would buy raids of books. This place was a giant villager farm essentially, so just huge room full of reeds and paper. I put them on sand because I thought sand made them grow faster. It might, I don't know. I'll go up there later. Down here we had automatic chicken farm. Up here. Again, all the chickens seem to have vanished, but I had like a couple, maybe 20 chickens up there that were just constantly laying eggs. I would push this button. That dispenser would, oh, I guess they all died. Huh. They're not supposed to have died. I guess at some point in my time away, there was a massive chicken plague that killed every chicken on the planet and then replaced them with new ones, like the ones in the library, or with the librarians there. I don't know. The idea was they would lay eggs, they would land in a hopper, they'd go in that dispenser, and then that dispenser would shoot out the eggs, which would hatch into chickens, grow into adult chickens, drown in the water, and then I would get their feathers and meat there. This is a simple wheat farm with more wild chickens. This is where I would get the seeds as well as carrots for this pig room here, which was mainly just a way of getting pork chops both for myself and for villagers. Sheep place for wool. I got some wool here, some shears there, with some wheat there. This was a future expansion project that never finished. It was just, if I wanted to keep going, I could. Up here, I'm not sure if this works anymore. I'm pretty sure this is also why I stayed in the version I did. I had this device where if I did flick the lever, here, yeah, so I pull this down, they would be enough blocks away from a villager up above. Let me just go to him real quick, or after sleeping. There's a villager above them in a bunch of doors, and they were just enough blocks low enough so that there would be some kind of glitch, and those guys in that cage would just continuously breed, producing more and more villagers. They would breed, producing more villagers, and I would be able to use those villagers to my whatever ends I desire. And yeah, I had mob, basically this pit trap for zombies. I'm not sure if this went anywhere. Oh yeah. Okay, this went somewhere. I'm not sure where this goes. That went somewhere. I have a villager trapped in here. Where does this go? Where does this go? I think it's just to like a pit of lava, right? No? Oh, you know what? Okay, it feeds into the zombie spawner. That's right. It feeds into the zombie spawner. I'll get back to you when I get out of this. Right, there we go. Yeah, so that fed back into the zombie spawner back there. That's what that did. Because that villager would attract zombies, and they would just kind of boost my numbers in there. And the reason why I wanted all these villagers breeding in the first place, yeah, I'm not sure if that still works. You gotta, like, trade with them now or something. This guy had, like, some kind of special deal. I don't know. Written book for Emerald? That might have been it. Oh, no, you could get Silk Touch from this guy, right? Bunch of smelting stuff. I don't know why I had that. And a bunch of random supplies here. Reasons, because I don't know why. I'll need this later. I forgot to show you something at the main place. And the reason for all that was, I wanted priest villagers. The amount of slots I have here is exactly enough to fill the church that I was planning, but never got around to building here in this world, where the priest villagers would essentially overlook me, as I was banished into the Nether, never to return. And, since they're the priests and it was a church, it made sense. There's just going to be, like, some stands overhead where they would all be trapped and watching me as I was being banished. And it was going to look cool. It's going to look cool. Anyways, there's something I forgot to show you back at the main base by the obsidian tunnel. I can't believe it completely slipped my mind. I don't know why it slipped my mind. It's a huge important thing. I'm not sure if it works anymore. We are going to have to see. But it used to be, at least, that you could get yourself obsidian without needing to turn lava into it. Because there was this thing where the lava, you only had so much lava, and without the Nether, that lava was sparing. And it was always hard to find. You had to go away and get it. I would have had to travel far away from home. I would have had to dug it up, whatever. But I had this machine that was really helped me out in both filling up that chest as well as building the obsidian hallway. Essentially what you did is you lined up this line with redstone. Oh, whoops. Nope, that's not right at all. Okay, no. I remember now. I remember. Where is it? It's upstairs. And you would put some lava over top of it. And because of the water running behind it, I don't know how it worked, but it would fall onto the redstone. Okay, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, well, it would fall onto the redstone. The redstone would turn into a block of obsidian. The lava would move over, hit the next one, hit the next one, hit the next one, and the water behind it, like, basically cooled the lava. I don't know, some combination of redstone and lava tricked it into believing the redstone was a lava source block or something. I'm not entirely sure. And then eventually I would remove the lava source block, push that button that I pushed before to drop water over the top, put out any other lava so that I could break the obsidian safely, and you know, I'd have like 7, I think, obsidian to work with. These are my dog pens. Let's see, I got, I think they all have names. I got Amelia, Ella, Dog, Creative, Gruff, Missy, Lindsay, and Houndy. Yes, I had a, you may remember I had a book in my library, quote unquote, that was called Tam's Dogs, that detailed the personality of each one. I'm not sure why I have these donkeys or that mule here. And much like the stables and the barn, the doghouse fell into a category of make it functional first, pretty it up later. And then I never did. So, yeah. Okay, this was my original pumpkin farm, right, with melons, yeah. Is there anything else nearby? Ah, yes, there is one thing. Over here in this mountain, I made a little bit of an Easter egg for the, for what potentially could have been, what could have potentially been the world download for if people ever, okay, I think this is where I was going to build a church. Yeah, I was starting to fill it up with like stone bricks and all the stuff I needed, yeah. So yeah, was going to be where I was going to build a church. Anyways, eventually, I left an Easter egg in this mountain, you can see it there, for if and or when this world was ever released as a download that people could play in. This was going to be one of the Easter eggs. I was going to build multiple of them all over the world, but this is really the only one I ever did. And this is a dungeon. A small little dungeon, just for fun. I got a bed here because it was hard to work on. I never did anything up here. This was really the only way down. Eventually this was just going to be a sheer pit. There was going to be no dirt or staircase down, you just had to drop in. These torches were going to be removed, so it would be dark. You would have to light your own way. Over here, we have a lava parkour thing. Oh, wait, hang on. Right? Don't we? No. No, this is the other thing. Hang on. I went the wrong way. God, I haven't been here in so long. I could have sworn it was the other way around. I'm remembering it like mirrored. Yeah, this one is blocked off. I think this block off would eventually not be here. But like this is a small example of what the finished project would look like. I made a layer of lava down there, like pillars. It is possible to parkour your way over there. I did it several times to confirm that. I'm not going to try that now. You could, of course, cheat your way over there and just build. But, you know, that's rude. You're not supposed to do that. And over there you would get like a little iron sword with flame enchantment, I think. It has a name. I can't remember what. It's not really important. Diamond swords are more impressive. That's one problem I always had with Minecraft was that if you wanted to like make treasures, you really had to edit data files, whatever, because iron swords, they're just not good. They're just less impressive. And here, I have this narrow hallway with a low roof full of repeating pattern torches here. I'm not sure if the torches would be here or not. Maybe. And eventually... Ah, here we go. It would hit this. Does it have it in here right now? No. Okay. Well, there was going to be tripwire here in the air so that you wouldn't notice it as well. String is difficult to see when it's in the air. And not only would that lower some pistons behind you, as well as close, nope, okay. As well as close these pistons, which would make it so that you could not hide in these little cubby holes, but it would also open up these blocks, pulling out dispensers full of arrows that would just shoot you and shoot you and shoot you. And that would eventually be trivialized by the introduction of shields. Dang mojang. And here, oh god, creeper, you're gonna ruin my day. You're gonna ruin my dungeon, creeper. You're not supposed to be here. Ah, nope, come on, come on, one more. There we go. I would eventually close this. All these would be gated off, much like these ones here. I never made these other two rooms, but here is something I never finished. This is kind of a big hall. You had these side doors things. You see these. The idea behind these is that you would step on these. You'd go down, step on these pressure plates unknowingly because they're like, wow, gold blocks or whatever. And then all of these side cubby holes you see would open up, revealing skeletons. Inside these middle ones would be like big skeletons in armor with like a diamond sword or something. In these other ones would be unarmored skeletons or something with like just a pumpkin or a helmet on their head. And they would, I think there's some in here, right? Yeah. Okay, I got some, yeah. I would eventually give them swords, so they would come out and attack you in melee, whereas up there, there are more cubby holes where skeletons would shoot down at you as an archer. And in here, there's supposed to be some in here. I guess I never put it in here. Well, in here you would find like a piece of armor, and in the other two halls you would also find armor. And eventually I found down here the perfect thing that I needed for this in a skeleton spawner. And, let's see, where is it? Is this it? Yeah, I found a skeleton spawner here. So where I would get my skeletons from here. And, no, that's just to block it off. Those guys go through a big hall. I think I would wait like around here, block this up, wait here. And they would go through a dispenser that popped out pumpkins. The pumpkins would land on their heads. You can see some of them down there. And then I would leave the area. Any of them that did not have pumpkins on their heads would despawn. And any who did have pumpkins on their heads would remain. And I could use them to my own devices. I think I had like a minecart thing set up here. Or no, I would like flick this lever, yeah. And flick that lever. Oh, and I placed a... I had water. I had a bucket of water, I think, that I placed there. I'm not sure why the vines are here. Or no, I placed the water here. That's it. Placed the water there. They would flow out into this glass piping. They would go up. And they would go into this little pipe that I would eventually... That would, I think, either have a minecart or water system or something that would lead them to their cubbyhole. But eventually, I noticed a large flaw in this plan. Maybe it was fixed in later editions, later versions, but in the version that I played in, if you just opened up those things... Oh, great. Oh, it didn't work now. Like, up there. Yeah, up there. Hang on, let me see if I can actually fix this. Like, is this still set up? Yeah, here we go. So I'll put that there. Then They all open? Or is it just that one side that's open? Okay, yeah, it's just that one side that's open. I don't think there's any way to close them again. Yeah, there's no way to close them again, so that's why I had it turned off like that. Let's see here, where is it? Here we go. Is it? Are they open? I don't think they're open. Okay, I guess I broke it or something. I'm not sure. Let's just see here. Oh. There we go. Now? Okay, nope, but the rest are. Oh god, and you're free. Okay, well, the idea was... I have a backup of this world, don't worry. It's no big deal. The idea was that these higher up ones would open. I'm not sure why they're not opening, but they're supposed to open. And then there would be those iron bars. They're keeping them here. And they would wander forward, look down, and start shooting at you from above. So you'd have a real difficult time getting at them. The problem is, these guys that I cannot demonstrate very well, since the pistons don't seem to work, they don't wander. At least they didn't when I originally did this. Yeah, they don't wander. When they have a pumpkin on their head, or they're they don't despawn or whatever. They like lose the ability to wander around on their own. If they don't have line of sight with someone, like if they're not like aggroed or angry at you, they're not going to move from their spot. So I was requiring them to move forward and approach the area and then start shooting us down. But because they didn't do that, let me just clear that here. And because of the way this thing is set up, oh, good job. Because this way this thing is set up, you had redstone right here. I couldn't just put water to push them forward. Plus, that would look ugly. And because of the way everything was set up, it just didn't work out. And yeah, that eventually made me abandon this project. And hope that maybe I could continue it after I had trapped myself in the Nether. I would keep a copy of the world where I had not trapped myself in the Nether yet. And, yeah, I would just keep building this overworld while I was in the Nether by, like, working on different worlds. Like, I'd have one world where I was in the Nether, one world where I was in the overworld, and, I just make Easter eggs in one while making videos in the other. And that was going to be my thing. That was going to be what I did. I would have lived in Nether and died in the Nether. I think I was going to keep it a hardcore world. When did I get this? Huh. I think I was going to keep it a hardcore world in the Nether to like show off how dangerous it is and cleverly edit things so that if I died, I would I would wake up from a really bad dream, or just cut out the area where I died and start over or something like that. Some stupid save scum shit like that. And yeah, I would just, for the other save where I was still here in the overworld, I would just make Easter eggs and say, oh, I made all that before I went in another one. Really, I didn't, and the two were going side by side. It wasn't very well thought out, but it was something. But yeah, that was the plan. I would have of course updated this after going into the Nether. The main reason why I didn't update again is because I wanted to build a church using the chiseled brick blocks that, before, in the version I originally played this in, what version that is, I cannot remember, I only had, may as well put these on, you could only get them from jungle temples, and I wanted to show, hey, I'm special, I got all these chiseled bricks without crafting them. Look at me, I'm cool, I have bragging rights. Wait, no, you don't have your saddle on. I'll take you. And, yeah, that's more or less everything important in this world. There are some other small things, but they are too far to go to. But there is one more thing that I do want to show you once I get this guy out of here. And if I can find it again, then I can show you guys something cool that I spent some time on. But for now, I'm going to make a brief cut here, and either I will return when I find what I'm looking for, or when I give up and come back to show you some stuff on the Netherward creative server that I was originally planning on putting into this world eventually. So I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so Either I was way off, or I can't find it. I was hoping to find a screenshot of it, but I didn't find anything. This is like the closest spot I had. This is where I first found my horses, I believe. And, I'm pretty sure this place was like just north of the village I'm looking for. But so far I haven't found anything. I'm gonna try heading that way. I feel like that's where it would be. This is like minus 2,000, minus 4,000 though. I don't remember the village being that far. I even passed a couple of villages on the way here, but those were like new spawn villages that I don't think existed because they were in new biomes that didn't exist back then. But I'm not really sure. All I remember is vague memories of this village being north of a desert, but west of a mountain. That's about all I got. I'm gonna keep following this trail here, hoping that I can find it. I'll bring it back if I can. I figure if I get into like the positives of one of these two coordinates, then I'll call it quits. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on a creative server. So, yeah. Back in a moment. This is gonna be a really long episode. Probably my first hour-long one. Uh, uh, is this it? It is! I found it, guys! Yeah, I have vague memories of this being like, I'm starting to get it come back to me. This is like at minus 3,000, minus 3,000. You think I would have remembered that? But yeah, here we go. We're north of a desert, west of a mountain, and this, the sign should still be up, here we go. The village of Greenfields. Welcome! I spent way too long in this place. I thought this was called like Derberg or something. I guess that's something else. Yes, this is Greenfields, a village I spent, I want to say a year, probably less working on. I got distracted that way. I got to the point where I wanted to work on Greenfields, but it's so far away from everything else Nether survival orientated that working on Nether survival basically ground to a halt, and I just built this instead. I don't know why. It was a mistake doing so, but I found this village. I wanted it to make something nice. We got the town hall here. So I just made this big village place for the testificates. We got some Greenfield sword, some treasures here that I think I used these while making this place. The sword, I believe, may have been custom built for this. I don't know. And yeah, I love testificates. I love the whole concept of the villagers. Not so much a fan now that you have to like trade with them to breed them. And the whole point was basically get enough of them that iron golems spawn naturally. So, which they did. And the reason for that is, does one of these have a bed? The reason for that is, naturally spawned iron golems are actually a lot smarter than player spawned iron golems. I think this is it. Yeah. Uh, Naturally spawned iron golems are a lot smarter than player-made iron golems. They actively patrol within the borders of the village, are more intelligent when it comes to hunting down enemies, and they will attack anyone who attacks a villager. Whereas I don't think anyone cookies. I don't think any player-made iron golems do some of that stuff. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that these guys were protected. They could fend for themselves feasibly. You see, they can't wander into the well, and it's an even number now. Oh, and yes, this is Jeff of Testificate. Infected on the day of the fourth full moon. Incapacity for research and search for a cure. I just like leaving a heavily armed zombie in the middle of a heavily populated Testificate, you know. All it would take is one little somebody with an axe to bust him loose and cause havoc all over. But yeah, back in these days, all it took was a bunch of doors, and I didn't want to do the thing where you just make a big rock of a house and slap some doors on it. So I put effort into what I made, and I made a whole bunch of different houses, whole bunch of different doors for them to play with. These certificates are happy and healthy and thriving now. This place, I'm not entirely sure of. It's neat as a concept. Got the old common room, you go up. Another room with a balcony, go up. More doors with another balcony, go up. You got a little private sanctum here, it's kind of like a boat. But as you can imagine, from the side, it's kind of hideous. That's the best I could pull off at the time. And it did occur to me during like the 20-30 minutes that I spent looking for this place that I never explained the whole the witch hut shovel things. I really kind of don't want to go looking for it because it's like in the opposite direction from where we started, and I don't want to go back there. But essentially, I found a witch hut. Future me, I found screenshots of that in the folder. Slap some of those on screen. Essentially, I found a witch hut, and I was trying to do the thing where you clear out. There's supposed to be a door here. You clear out a huge area, fill it with water, light up the caves, and just get a witch farm going. And that was going to be my way of getting potions and redstone that I was running out of because I was turning all of my redstone into obsidian, remember? But yeah, I never finished that. I cleared out one area, I believe, like 1/4 of that I needed, but then I never finished lighting the torches. Again, it was a huge project that was just distracting me from working on Nether survival, getting myself trapped in a Nether, and it's all a giant sunk cost fallacy, you know? Eventually it got to the point where I was doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff, and none of it was making forward progress. So I think eventually I realized that with the whole chiseled stone brick thing. Um, so I never did that. I never finished that, and yeah, I just realized this is pointless. It's not going to happen, not anytime soon at least, and I just called it quits. And then the next year, in December, I kicked myself into finally recording my Half-Life 2 tradition, and I got my channel up and running, and that's where we're at now. And speaking of Half-Life 2, I gotta do that soon. I got my Christmas cookies. It's after the holidays. It's time to do my marathon. I don't know when. Somewhere before the new year, hopefully. So right now it's the 26th. Oh crap, I have like 4 days. Shit. Maybe I should get started tomorrow, huh? I'm not gonna have time to edit new stuff, huh? Well, yeah. I'm... Uh, I'm gonna leave this world, and I'm just gonna pop in with a second recording just to show you a couple things on a creative world that I'm on, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm really sorry about the super long episode. It's 50 subscriber milestone. Made it big far. We made it really far. So this is a special video for a special occasions, okay? Not all future videos are gonna be an hour long, unless you want them an hour long. I don't know. But yeah, I will be right back. And welcome to the Netherward Creative Server, where we are currently, that was the original, this is the copy, in what was supposed to be Troll Place. Long, long ago, the very first time I ever went by Tam the Troll, I was wandering a desert on an RP server looking for a place for my people to call home. And then I came over here. I walked over these desert mountains that don't spawn anymore because of new terrain generation. You just don't get mountains like these in the desert anymore. And I saw this. Not the structures, of course, but the giant pit in the middle. And I thought to myself, this is Troll Place. This is where it's going to be. And so I started building. This was before sandstone slabs were a thing. This was before horses. This is before the game was even officially released. This was going to be the palace made with, oh, wait, no, not, sandstone slabs existed, they're right here. Sandstone stairs did not exist, that's the one. There were no sandstone stairs, so I had to work with sandstone slabs. I got these little guard posts here where guards could stand. They're not very secure. This would eventually be a throne room. I would have like sandstone pillars going up. Lapis decorating around because trolls really like the color blue. Over here, I got like a level farm where there's we got one water source block that was running down here naturally, so we've diverted it so that it covers a much wider area and feeds many more wheat plants than would have initially believed. And here we have, it's supposed to be a church. It doesn't look like a church. I'll go in there a sec. And here we have what would be house balconies. I never worked on the inside of these things, but essentially there was going to be a whole underground network of interconnecting tunnels and houses. Some houses would have balconies to the outside, others would be locked inside, and that would be a combination of storing lots of trolls in a small amount of space, as well as keeping cool in the desert heat, because they would all just be on the ground all the time. Here is our shitty little church. Trolls would worship world trees, so kind of like Yggdrasil, the Norse tree, kind of like other giant trees, the ones in Warcraft. Basically giant skyscraper trees, things that are like unnaturally huge. One character in the RP server that this originally was built on had a world tree. He made a giant birch tree that was just huge. And this is probably the pride and joy of this whole project. The catacombs, nicely built. I found out that redstone torches actually pretty well light up a. I think this looks brighter than it's supposed to be, but redstone torches actually light up a sandstone area really nicely. And here we have the coffins that look like presents. That's kind of dumb right now. So we got Gold King Agaf. This was back when I believed that trolls had bones, and before I came up with the idea that no, they're living starfish. They're invertebrates. They would not have bones. So we didn't have skulls in the games, so I gave them pumpkins for heads. And in their right hand, they have a gold ingot to carry on into the afterlife and do the whole Perry the Ferryman thing. In their left hand, they have whatever was important to them in life. So for the stonesmith, he has a pickaxe. For the blacksmith, he has a furnace. The mystic has some redstone. The seer has a book. Seers are, of course, a very rare mutation of trolls that have a higher level of intelligence, potential to do magic, and tend to ascend to much more important jobs and skill sets. A lot of troll technological advancement and cultural advancement and other things are all because of seers. And if it weren't for the seers, then trolls would probably be a lot more primitive than they already are. And back here we got the warriors, the knights, which have a sword in their right hand and gold in their left, and helmets instead of pumpkin heads. And these would eventually expand out. There's a little bit of a problem where before these blocks were a giant, what we called a derp chunk, which was just a sudden change in a chunk. They used to be mountain, then all of a sudden they were like a frozen lake. Then eventually I filled it in as a mountain again here on the creative server. I'll bring you back to the original later. In a moment here, that still has what it was originally. And when I got here, half of this mountain, so from here down there, was all grass, but I wanted it to be sand. So I asked a mod for some of these dead shrubs. They obliged, and I had a sand generator. It's not here, but on the server, I had a sand generator like off in that direction-ish, because sand generators actually worked. And I just basically farmed up a ton of sand, filled this area in. An admin was actually playing around with change X to Y commands and kind of fucked up. He dropped a ton of gravel, changed it into sand, then into dirt, and it made this really ugly thing where there was like dirt on top of sand that I didn't like, and kind of accidentally turned a couple of trees into dirt somehow. So we got this nice little dirt tree here. I like it. I don't know what to do with it. We got a dirt tree, some partially dirt trees. These towers along the edge, they do not do anything. We moved servers on the roleplay server, and everyone could take like something that they built into the next world, and I wanted to bring Troll Place, but they wouldn't let me bring the landscape unless it had something built upon it. So I couldn't just bring this giant chunk of field. I had to have something built on it. So in the corners and along the edge, I just built these tiny towers saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to use these for something. These are going to be important later." And yeah, they're not. They're not. The moment this is done, I'm going to tear those all down. Here we have just chests that were packed full of sand. They're not now. This bunch of crap. A bunch of dirt that I dug up and stored in here. One of these has sand. Oops. I thought... Oh, that's a little bug from when it transferred over. This is a very old terrain generation. This, I believe, is more recent. That's after... All the soul sand and stuff is after I moved to the Nether Ward creative server here. Essentially, I've been going around replacing dirt and grass with sand. So this was all dirt. This was all dirt. All of this was dirt. I replaced it with sand. I've just been kind of desertifying this whole place, and not in the sense of, you break a sand block and then you break a dirt block rather, and then you put some sand on it. I don't like that. I don't like just knowing that but one block beneath the sand there's just dirt. I don't like that, so I actually went full out, and I dig out all of the dirt, go a few blocks down, dig out some stone, replace it with sandstone, because deserts have sand on top of sandstone. Put some sandstone in there, put some sand on top of that. I use redstone torches as markers. So for example, I know that the sand would go up to here, and then I would stop. Down here, I would know that the sand would go to there, and then to there, and so on. And eventually I intend on getting all of this desertified. I have like a quarter here left, and a quarter over there, and a quarter over there. So still a fair amount of work. I don't really do a lot of this. I do it on and off every so often. Not sure if this part will stay. I don't know. Here, I would like to someday do a big gate, kind of like the kind of thing you would see in Warcraft, where there's just giant, elaborate, sculpted gateway, kind of like those two big statues on either side of the river in Lord of the Rings, but like with a roof over top of it. And it would mainly just be for decoration, but I think this would be a great place to put one. I'm a little bit worried about this narrow passageway. I think it would be great to keep it like that, but I don't know if we could make something that looks good like that. And this building I'm standing on is basically where I spent my time working on this in the original roleplay server. Endermen had only recently come out, so I had to make sure to sleep every night, else they would take all of my sand and dirt away, and I did not like that. Got some stuff here from back in the server days. You see, this is the dead bushes that the admin graciously gave to me back in the day. That's the wheat that I ate. And speed 100. There we go. Here is the original. This is what the original version of Troll Place looked like. That one I edited. This one Vonky brought in for me. Yes, here is the derp chunk. This was a big ice biome. This water was frozen over. No. Oh. There we go. This was a bunch of frozen water. There's some lava here. See, this goes into the catacombs. And yeah, I eventually filled that in on the other one. And you can see that's how far I got on the original RP server, I believe. And then when it was transferred over to this creative server, I filled in the rest here. I filled in that. I think this was always sand, it looks like. Now I've recently started filling that in. This is about as far as I gotten so far. Oh no, I got like that far, yeah. And yeah, that is Troll Place. It might eventually be done, I don't know. But this is where the idea that trolls are desert-dwelling species came from. And let me just try home. Oh. Home. Okay. This is the church. This is what would have been the staging ground of me being banished into the Nether forever. Ignore the other things, as the public creative world belonging to the Netherward, so every member of the Netherward has something here. Banana for scale. Yeah, I could have gone all out, and come to think of it, where the heck would I have gotten the glowstone? Do witches drop glowstone? That might have been why I was trying to make the witch farm, because I needed glowstone. Oh, no. You can buy glowstone from villagers. That's right. That's where I would have gotten the glowstone. You can buy it from villagers. That's right. But yeah, I could have gone all out. I could have, skimmed a bit and only built the interior, but I wanted to go all out and build the entire thing. This would have been the interior with the large nether portal that I would eventually be banished through. On the other side, I would break the nether portal, be trapped forever. I would throw the obsidian into the lava. I imagine I would be like trapped in a glass box here where I would do my intro. I would turn around, see one testificate here saying, that's the daughter of the village chief or whatever, and he's offended that I've been flirting with her, something like that. Up here, we have a whole bunch of doors. There would be, hang on. There would be villagers, specifically purple-robed villagers, because they are the priests. Oh, texture packs. But they would be like lining up. They would be lining up the sides here in these little cubbies where they are trapped. The doors mainly serve to function as a make this place function as part of a village. You may recall my jungle temple was on one end of a river, and across the river where the zombie pigmen and the fishing spot were going to be I was going to eventually build a village where I'd move the remaining villagers and help them populate and everything. Up here we have in here we have more doors to make a village, though I don't think these ones count. These don't go anywhere, but the stairs go up, very church-like. I spent a long time, like I spent a couple of years working on this, I'm sure. I had my own personal creative world, and then I eventually had Bonky bring it in here, where I could work on it more publicly, get some feedback from people. We got a hallway up here in the rafters, which lead to yet more doors, which kind of leads to a balcony. I was hoping that I could get a priest in here, and he would every so often wander out here and go out onto the balcony, look over the village, all that good stuff. I wanted this place to be accessible for the villagers. Like, everything had to be accessible for the testificates. That was the goal. And up here we have the golden bell that they would ring for every hour or whatnot. And yeah, I believe, hang on. There we go. Over here, I like the flying buttresses, by the way. That's a part I'm proud of. Over here was a experimental version. You see I pulled the flying buttresses away a bit, and the idea was, I actually fully removed them here. I was going to try and thicken the walls to put some more detail into them. I never really did. I think I did. Is this new? Did I do this on the other one? Oop. Did I do that on the other one? No, I didn't. No, okay. So yeah, right now, these walls, 1 block thick. I want if you want to put detail into them, you really can't. They have to be at least 3 blocks thick. So no, I started expanding this, making it thicker. So here's a 2 block thick version, a 3 block thick version. This is just a base, just 3 blocks. I never really did anything with this one, I don't think. And yeah, this was me experimenting. I never did anything more with this. I never finished this, but what's this say? For science, oh yes, for science, I might play around with this one. For science, make the walls thicker so they aren't just 1 block thick and such. Feel free to remove this if you want. Tamerman. That used to be my name. I used to be known as Tamerman. I eventually changed it to TamTroll when Mojang allowed that. That's where the name Tam came from. The first 3 letters of Tamerman. And yeah, that is my church that I never built in the single-player world. Because, goddamn, it takes a lot. If you look down here, actually inside, chiseled stone brick, chiseled stone brick, chiseled stone brick. I think there's more chiseled stone brick somewhere. There's a lot of chiseled stone brick, man. There is a lot of chiseled stone brick. That's why and a lot of emeralds too, actually. But yeah, that's why I was hunting out. That's why I spawned in like 20,000 blocks away from spawn. Why I was so anxious to not craft these things, because I wanted to make a big fancy church using rare blocks that you could only find in jungle temples, and that eventually turned out to be this project's doom. But, maybe someday I'll continue. Probably not anytime soon. Minecraft as a YouTube career seems to be dying. I am seeing less and less of BOO. Etho and Kurt JMac both seem to be doing pretty fine. I don't really follow any of the others. I don't follow Good. Zisto seems to have abandoned Minecraft altogether. I don't know about Good, Generic B, or any of the others. It Pause on Pause. I don't know if they still do Minecraft. If they do, then yeah, but I don't follow them, so yeah, I'm not a subscriber to them, so I don't know. But yeah, the whole Minecraft thing seems to be dying down, and yeah, I just don't know if there would be a place for it anymore. Like 5 years ago, 2012, I believe, was the earliest year mentioned that I saw for this in my screenshots and stuff. Back in 2012, maybe this could have worked. Maybe I could have made it work. But yeah, I just don't know anymore, man. I just don't know. It would be a neat project. I still like the idea. I still love the idea of me being in the Nether, trapped, unable to get out, and having fans push like a minecart or a donkey with some supplies. With like I would have like a pre-made list saying, you get so many points. This takes this many points. This makes this many points. You can just make sure to send within that amount of points or whatever, just so that they don't send in like 50 diamond blocks or whatever. Like you can't send in a full stack of diamond blocks. Maybe 1 or 2. That's about it. And eventually I would find them, I would stumble across them in my adventures in the Nether. I was going to do this whole spiel where pigmen kill an iron golem friend of mine, and then I sing like, you just killed my closest friend, and this guy can't ignore just this whole killing pigmen parody version of the Pokemon theme song. I was just gonna do like a shitty parody version of that, sing that during a montage of me setting up traps and hunting down pigmen, and there's just gonna be this other pigman, this like leader pigman that was Zisto with his name spelled backwards. And he was gonna be like my main antagonist, hunting me through this whole thing, and I would have had like maybe a chicken, a cow, or whatever else I could get that would be my friends and companions, and then the Iron Golem would die, and that would spiral this all out. Eventually, I would run out of food, and I'd start supplementing my diet with nether wart, and that would have consequences. I knew a guy at the time who made Minecraft mods. I was hoping I could get him to make me a small mod that just allowed me to eat nether wart for like half a haunch or something. Um, I would also say that I was implementing netherwort into bread and other things just to supplement my diet, so I had more to eat than I actually did. And yeah, I think I was also going to keep the armor smelter mod in there too. The one where you put like a gold chest piece into the furnace, smelt it down into like 3 gold ingots or whatever. That could have helped me stay supplied and whatnot. I'm not sure. But yeah, that never happened. Instead, I did Half-Life instead of doing XCOM, Zeus, all that other stuff, and it seems to have worked out pretty well. Maybe in some alternate universe, there's a version of me that did do Nether survival, and maybe he's doing better. He would have started much earlier, that's for sure. He would have started earlier than I did. Maybe the Minecraft crowd would have bounced back, helped him out, get him more than 50 subscribers by this point. We're a year in, we got 50 subscribers. That's pretty good. Again, like 15 of them at least are my own friends and family, so not amazing, but still pretty good. I mean, I still like it, but yeah. That was my little trip down memory lane. Thank you all so much for joining me on this, and yeah, I'm gonna take a drink now and rest my voice. I've been talking for an hour and a half now, minus like 20, 30 minutes hunting for Greenvale, whatever. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you liked it. Don't if you didn't. 50 subscribers! See you all at 100. Farewell.